Greetings, welcome to the July 2024 edition of the Presale Pulse Trending Topic, bringing you the latest real estate intelligence across Metro Vancouver and Fraser Valley Marketplace. Today we are filming in the Bassano by Bothwell Sales Gallery. Bassano is the new master planned community by Bothwell coming soon to the Brentwood neighborhood. Be sure to book your private preview appointment today. It is absolutely worth seeing, so make it happen.
I absolutely agree. Suze, as many of our viewers know, the Presale Pulse is powered by our fantastic advisory team. This is our dedicated in-house team of analysts focusing on staying ahead of trends and gathering custom proprietary intelligence for all of you.
Now, that second part is actually really important. Our firm is in a unique position of having the largest and most diverse clientele bases in the Lower Mainland. That gives us exposure to a lot of data that nobody else has access to.
Yeah, and our advisory team gathers that data and summarizes it for insights and learnings. To that end, they have published the newest edition of the MLA Blackbook, the biannual review and forecast for the presale market. Everybody looks forward to this bombshell.
Absolutely. It's a great document that gives us a midpoint update. So today we wanted to highlight just a few of the key takeaways.
Okay, so first up, we are now halfway into the year. Where are we? And how does this market played out relative to our expectations in January, Suze?
Yeah, so for that, we can refer to the forecast at the beginning of the year, where we predicted 110 presale project launches representing about 13,500 units.
And drum roll, how are we tracking?
Yeah, year to date, we've seen 68 launches across Metro Vancouver with about 8,600 units released. Based on anticipated fall activity, we're right on the nose. And of course, our advisory team is maintaining their initial forecast of the year.
Yeah, so the takeaway here is that the launch activity is in many ways representative of the overall market today, which is cooler than historical norms, but improved from 2023. If advisory is right and we do close out the year with 110 launches, that would be 15 to 25% below activity that we saw in 2021, 2022, and 17% above levels in 2023.
Yeah, one trend that we are seeing is a narrowing of activity, both in terms of submarket activity, but as well as developer market share. Surrey, Langley, and Coquitlam remain significant hubs of activity. These submarkets contribute to over half of the new presale project launches year to date. Now, overall, they have outperformed because of their relatively attractive price points, as well as promising long-term growth potential.
Yeah, and within that data, we are also seeing that reputable, well-capitalized developers are attracting more buyers in today's market. Reputable developer branding adds a sense of security in a very uncertain market and time for buyers. And well-capitalized players have been able to offer attractive incentives and offerings as well into the market.
And what about absorptions of units overall? What do those numbers tell us?
So we tracked approximately 2,800 sales over the past period, which translated to same-year absorptions of approximately 33%. Now, this is a measure of how many newly released units were sold, not inclusive of the product that had been on the market for some time already.
Yeah, so truthfully, that is not a strong number. Frankly, we're lower than where we were expecting. Regular watchers of the Pulse will know that we view a decent same-month absorption number to be over 40%. The fact that the same-year absorption is considerably below that number highlights the current challenges in the market.
And as our advisory team tell it, the story today is not a lack of confidence, but rather just a big lack of urgency. Buyers are taking their time, visiting multiple PCs, often a broader range of submarkets than they would normally consider, and almost every deal is met with a negotiation, especially on the higher end side of the pricing spectrum.
Yeah, to add to this environment, there has been a number of policy changes proposed or enacted over the first half of the year. Two important ones come to mind. The first was the provincial deadline for Bill 47, which requires local governments to designate transit-oriented areas around prescribed transit stations.
Yeah, and federal governments are stepping in to mandate density, a worthwhile goal, but the near-term impact of this policy has been counterproductive, in our opinion. An unpredictable shifting policy landscape in many cases means pausing work, reevaluating sites, and longer timelines for development partners. Some of our development partners have had to redesign sites multiple times just in this past year, and I suspect that will continue.
Yeah, now to add to this, the introduction of amenity cost charges has additionally led to even greater costs. As our Director of Advisory summarizes, developers today are facing short-term complexity and medium-term uncertainty.
Yeah, and it's in these climates that I believe our services have the most value for our development partners. For example, the Blackbook has a floor plan review section which showcases specific recommendations to layouts that our team has provided. They've particularly picked out those floor plans and they add additional value to be generated into projects. Now that section and others like the policy timeline don't translate well into our video, so I highly suggest our viewers take a look themselves. We'll include the link in the notes.
Yeah, in an uncertain environment, ample information and purposeful preparation go a long way, especially when paired with experience. So we hope the Blackbook will be useful, and of course, we're always here to help.
Well, I believe that's a wrap. Thanks so much for joining us for another Presale Pulse trending topic. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us, and sign up for the Daily Newswire, a daily email to your inbox with all of the local real estate news. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.